I've been dancing since I was 3 years old.
Started at the age of 5.
I've been dancing actually all my life.
I was born a dancer.
I like for people to see the passion that I have for my dancing.
I just fell in love with movement and dance.
I'm a ballet dancer, and I got hooked since the first day I started dancing.
I do a style called Memphis Bookin, and I just let my art take me where I'm going. I'm really excited about today.
What we're trying to do is bring 2 different forms of dance together to create something new.
We're trying to keep it like in between ballet, hip hop, but also bring something new to the table.
The styles are really similar, but at the same time, they're kind of like opposite.
Classical ballet started in the 16th century, and like hip hop comes from African roots.
Ballet is so regal.
So this dance culture that we have here in Memphis, Tennessee, it all started as gangster walking, like maybe 30 years ago here.
The style is gangster.
The guys who influenced the dance style were actually like drug dealers and like guys that were in the Memphis streets.
But all they're doing is expressing themselves through dance movement.
And they would all just go to the clubs or whatever, and they would do this thing called gangster walking in circles.
It's so raw and like street, and it's really like hood and like
This is how we gangsta walk, this is how the gangsters walk. When you see that circle in the club, you know it's about to spawn. My niggas, but from light to dark, and you digger in the park. Really don't matter if you missed it, you too by tomorrow. Too much love from overseas, like from Memphis, Tennessee. Niggas hit me up from friends to interview me about this dance. Now I know that I'm the man, and also my niggas see it. Appreciate all the love we represent this Memphis shit.
From there, it went to Crystal Palace and Beale Street, and now it's formed into Memphis Juking. Memphis people may know it as buck jumping or bucking from back then, but now it's evolved.
It's not just another dance style. It's like a real culture, and it has deep roots in Memphis.
We could be out in the streets for hours upon hours just dancing in the streets. It's freestyle based. Whatever you feel, you just go with it. And here it is today, Memphis Juking.
It's been a lot of talk about this gangster walk. 30 years strong and we still getting it on. Overseas peeps still blowing up my phone. Asking me, is that concrete they sliding on? Hard bass in the track, got me in my zone. Wanna battle, bring your A-gang, get sent home. Cause this shit right here, I do it easily. This should be no surprise, catch us on TV. We get Monet, with Janelle Monet. Shout out loud to you, Dr. Rico Charles Riley. Nothing rehearsed, made straight freestyling. Chickens tippy-toe, gang gone wildin'. Call a session, first again straight blunted. Hit the flow, new chase on straight stunning. Bumpin' new young J while I'm gangsta walking. Shoes moving so fast, they say my feet talking.
I always love the idea of how things change because of how culture changes and how society changed, you know. The way that I do classical dance or the way the Jookers do hip hop is completely different than it was 30 years ago, you know, or even as little as 10 years ago. So we change our way of doing these different art forms, and it turns into something completely different.
There's actually a lot of similarities in juking and ballet. Ballet dancers get on point a lot with point shoes. Jookers get on point in tennis shoes. Yeah, that looks so good.
The jookers have a very clean and almost elegant style of their footwork, which is very similar to ballet.
Juking is known as the urban ballet.
One of the most intriguing things about it is the quality of movement that they do. It's much more fluid, which really relates to ballet.
The elegance of ballet and the elegance of juking together is already a very similar conversation.
I think they're two great styles to like mix.
Merger of the two art forms. It's a natural thing that has to happen.
I've never met the other dancers before today.
Two ballet dancers, two jookers, and we're gonna collaborate and put one thing together.
We haven't heard the music. It's a brand new score with cello and beats.
My goal with the music was basically to combine elements of classical music and hip hop.
And then we're in a classic space in Memphis. It's really just get in the space, see what happens, play around with some ideas, and piggyback on each other to push not just ballet, but juking into new boundaries, and just keep trying to identify what American type of dance is. It's impromptu.
I'm really excited.
My main objective from the beginning was to write music that would inspire movement.
The fact that it's so dense and there's so many different layers to the music helped a lot with the collaboration and helped us bring off of each other with movement. I think it gave a lot of each of us to listen to.
Depending on your training or what you are trained to learn, in fact, for me, from the ballet dancers, I tend to listen to the notes individually, since ballet is a series of pictures. And jookers, they hear something completely different, which is completely still musical.
They really hear the beat and stick with it and use that to make their moves pretty much.
That was very interesting to me, to see how we look at it differently sometimes.
And we kind of figured we could break that with both styles of dance.
After we first started doing some of the choreography, I can see that both groups are trying to find that middle ground that happens with everything in life, you know.
We watched each other and, saw what the move was gonna be, and then we kind of translated it on either end.
Watching is a big part of it, so you're not just doing separate movements, but you're really finding a new fusion of all types of steps and feeling.
It was so interesting. It was really fun to take those steps, especially starting from the basics and then like building up to like this crazy thing at the end.
Ballet really teaches you, we train from an early age to be a kind of perfect ideal, which is very not what the human body wants to do. But the juking really comes from a bit more organic place. And so incorporating that into my ballet movement can really help me just make it even more rich and more human even.
We're definitely taking a different approach. Juking is actually a really aggressive dance. It's not as aggressive as like crumping, but the ballet has definitely rubbed off on us with this project, doing more like a swan rather than a tiger. So I can definitely say that the good vibes and everything rubs off, and we're just taking home another great achievement, so it feels good.
And that's what we're trying to express every time we do these fusions or collaborations, so to speak, because once it's done, it's no longer a collaboration, it's a different culture. It's like combining two different instruments and you create this beautiful piece of music.
And now we have this new style. I guess we can call it Bookin.
After seeing the choreography, I felt like definitely in the last section of the song, it needed something additional to sort of propel it forward. It needed some more movement, something with a little bit more motion to keep it going. Hopefully I inspired them, and they definitely inspired me to improve the music, I think. So we decided to use voice as well, but we decided to use it as another instrument in the song rather than putting lyrics on top of it. There's enough going on there already with the dance, and there's a lot going on musically. Adding lyrics would maybe take away from some of that, so we decided to just use the voice as another instrument.
When I heard it, like, the melodies just started coming to me immediately. So it was just like a spark fire. So we did a lot of different types of things with the vocals today. We went classy, jazzy, just really melodic and flowy. And then we also kind of brought in some like hip hop type feel to it. Same as the dancing, you know, you got the hardcore and then you got the like swanny, like really regal type of thing going on. And we did the same thing with the vocals. It's definitely going to complement what's already been done, like all around with this project. Mm-hmm.